Good evening, our listeners. Welcome to Haz'el Inspirations. I'm your host, Leah, founder of this wonderful podcast. I am here in my hometown of Virginia. You know, this is my second home. It's also our co-founder and CEO, Lamont's hometown. I'm here with my friend Ford and V.I. They are here to highlight us on some important aspects of the history of Virginia, also what is going on politically, and the system, the incarceration system. We are actually here, and I've never been here before. We are here at Lorton. Um, this was the Lorton Correctional Institution back in the 1900s that closed in 2001. So I'm going to share some of that later on in this podcast. But I want to hear from Ford and I want to hear from VI, and I want them to, and I want you to really take this to heart. I want you to not only embrace what they have to say, but I also want you to be proactive, and I want you to engage and reach out to them if you need to, but also come together as a community and support those that are in the system and support them when they come home. Um, every other culture supports their family members, and we seem to pray away from the things that are important to us. So this is a time that I believe in this era that we really need to be more proactive. So I'm going to turn it over to Ford and VI, and I want you to, again, I want you to attentively listen, and we're going to do a short break in a little bit, but Ford, you've been with me for over a year now, and you have a lot of information. And Vi, thank you for coming out and
Well,
sharing. So I want you to take your time, and I want you to, really share those deep moments and those deep conversations that you want everybody to hear. So thank you.
Thank you. I want
thank
to
you.
thank you for taking your time out here to come out here and hear our story. Hazel Inspirations, brother, we call him Disco, brother Lamont. He's in the system, and we appreciate everything that he's put together. I'm Bro Ford, Ford Bay they call me, but yeah, we out here right now. The people were gracious enough to let us come out to the facility. You know, we got a lot of people that did a lot of time out here. We never want to lose that, lose sight of that. Brothers that came here, did their time here, lost their life here, but now it's beautifying, it's elevating. That blood, sweat, and tears is something. It motivates the area. The whole area is motivated by it, and they've turned it into an arts facility called Workhouse Arts, and they got the love sign here, and it's motivating. So they extended their facility to us to use it for this. Um, we're on the same type of level. We are elevating from the system, and paving the way for other people to elevate up out of there too. So this is a perfect backdrop. I'm here with my brother right here, Bro Vi. Um, he's gonna share with y'all his piece and his blessed what the law has blessed him with, and the knowledge and the cipher that we in right now. So you know, I'm gonna let the brother do his explaining on who he is and what we're here to do. Why we talking to y'all right now? We want y'all to listen to this because we're gonna end up putting this on the J Pays, the J Players, and we really trying to reach y'all, reach the brothers that if y'all recognize if y'all did time here, we want to know about what you think about it and what you think about what we're doing right now. And y'all know us inside that place. So that's a brother right here. Let you do your talking. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace. First, let me say thank you for Hazel Inspirations, giving me the opportunity to speak. I also want to give a shout out to Brother Ford Bay. We've been knowing each other for close to 20 years. He came out a few months before me, and now he's progressing. He has his own nonprofit. It's called Order of the Day, Faith, Belief, and Fruition. you know, uh, and so he's trying to make some good transitions for guys that's not only in the situation that we were in, but also for those that's coming behind and those that's out here now that's trying to find a way, to make some changes for others. So first and foremost, let me say, They call me VI. VI was the name I got while I was incarcerated. But actually, my name is Tyrone. So that was a transition that I had to go through with the name. So I'm more, I'm so acclimated from VI that it sounds natural to me, and that Tyrone became foreign. But I did 24 years, 2 months, and 2 months and 6 days in prison. I went into prison when I was 18 years old, 4 days before my 19th birthday, and I got out 2 years early because of some laws that was changed. Uh, During that time while I was incarcerated, I realized that it was so much changes going on, because even in that time frame when I went in, I had an education. I was military, and when I came in, I just seen how restricted it was. So I started making changes, trying to improve myself. I did a few stints in segregation. I did 1 year straight, my first time in segregation, in the hole. And for a few months, I didn't come out. But those changes helped me transition to who I am now. And I've been out now for 8 months, and this is a whole nother transition. Something that, some things I was prepared for, but other things I wasn't prepared for. And that's why we're here tonight talking about some of these issues, because you have the disenfranchisement while incarcerated, because you have that smear and shame on your record, and then you come out here and you're socially disenfranchised, but economically too. And so we want to bring those issues out to people's attention. One of the things that I dealt with since I've been out was I was having issues with employment. And the brother Ford, you know, we always talked when we was in about having our own and doing our own, because we wanted to be able to provide for ourselves. And so it became one of those things where we had to start walking the talk. And so I got a question for those of you out there. What is your concept of how a person should transition back into society? And for those of you that don't know the other aspects of somebody that's transitioning, what position are you in to try to help those that need the help? And even a little bit further, what about those that's not incarcerated? We got people that's walking around here that's homeless with nowhere to go. We got individuals that's out here that was working jobs and made good wages and good livings, and then they have nothing to show for it. So there's a bunch of things that we're going to speak on tonight. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because we lived some of those experiences. This is not something that we're talking about from a moment where, in the distant past or whatever. This is real life issues and situations. I got a question for my brother. What was your transition like when you came through, and could you give him a piece of backdrop on who you are and how did you come up with your organization, please?
Yeah, without a doubt. I did the 20 in there, in video C, and was in, went through the whole gamut, the gauntlet. And, coming out while we was inside, you meet a lot of positive brothers and you meet a lot of chaos too, but you find the chaos in yourself. You really study in self. So you come through, if you serious about what you're doing and you serious about trying to elevate, you come through all these knowledge ciphers, you come through all these houses of worship and building sessions. You meet people and you sharpen, still sharpen still. And you come and you start to find yourself. You know what I'm saying? You start finding out the type of mentality that you had, where it came from, is it even yours? And then how to actually find your purpose and find a purpose. And then once you start figuring that out, you really just can't wait to get out so you could demonstrate it if you are on that type of time. And then sometimes you see stuff that's, just all over the place. But if you hold that mentality when you come out, which that's what we trying to demonstrate, then you set the stage. You know what I'm saying? You bring something into fruition. That's why we call it belief, faith, fruition. Belief is something that you just think perhaps is true. I could read something I could see something in a magazine. I could hear somebody else's tough story. I could hear it in a rap album, and then that's just a belief. Then the faith is when you know that's the truth, when you actually seen that with your own eyes and you seen that actually manifest, and then now fruition is when you become that truth. So first you have to make it through those dismal crypts that we call it. You have to make it through that, and then you make it through. You know, it's you make it through clean. You know what I'm saying? You make it through untampered. You make it through strong. You know what I'm saying? And you come out on the other side. Don't go for the foolishness that's in there. Don't fall for like they say. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, as Eddie Murphy said. Don't fall for it. You know what I'm saying? Come out here, stay on your square, and when you come out, you could stand up and like you really graduated from something. And now it's time to show and prove. So since coming out, you see all the people. You know, I worked in the law library, so you see all the people that go out, come in, go out, come in. You see people come in 2, 3 times, 4 times before you even step foot in freedom, and they got the same old song. And it's like, what's going on out there? Like, what happened? So
Yes, sir.
when they come out, you know what I'm saying? You like in your mind, you saying, I'm not gonna make that type of mistake. I'm learning from. I'm not looking down on them brothers, but I'm learning from the process because some of it is just the devil within or the devil without. But when you come out, you know, you map it out. And that's what we're doing. We mapped it out. We architected that. So when we come out, now we laying looking at the plans. We're looking at the blueprints. You know what I'm saying? And we establishing what needs to be established. You know, and we find each other when we come out here to strengthen each other. So that's what we're doing now. We building businesses. You know, we building nonprofits. We building LLCs. We building re-entry uh, uh, services for people that's going through something that we are going through at this time. You know, so like we say, you cannot be a block of wood. A block of wood just points away, but has never gone that way before. And we've gone that way. So we are actually laying the foundation for other people that's coming behind us. To not come out and be angry, be substance abusers, be abusers of your family, be nothing like that, be deadbeats, come back and take your place in the affairs of men, be a positive addition to the society and the community. Embrace the community, let the community embrace you, and figure out how you can beautify the place even though you started from something low, just like this place right here. So that's what we're moving on, and we connecting, we staying connected, we're looking for like minds, we staying strengthened, we stay strengthened by talking to the brothers inside, and we're going to be reaching and talking to the sisters inside because we definitely need their aspect and point of view. But that's what we're doing. We taking them lessons and applying them out here.
I also want to say to just to piggyback off what Brother Ford was saying, that transition and that standing on what you've been reading and studying and all that. There's a point when you get out here that it starts to conflict with society. A lot of those things that we did in there to keep ourselves up, to keep ourselves purified, doesn't mix with this, and it creates conflict. But where there's conflict, it means there's room for growth. A lot of things that we go through out here is the same test, just in a different environment. And so now we're moving in a kind of way where we're not trying to crash out anymore. We did that when we was young. We're at the point now in our lives where we're trying to balance ourselves out with discipline and self-control. Yeah, when you get out here, things are not going to be easy. People are going to shut the door right in your face. I can show you right now, I applied for 64 jobs and got shot down by 60. Nobody wanted to give me a job. Even people that wanted to give me a job and gave me the signing papers, the onboarding and all that stuff, whether it was state, private companies, DCJS, they all turned me down once they see my background. And the few times that I did get a job that allowed me to get past with a background until it was cleared, I worked hard. I stayed out the way, mind my business. And they came to me and was like, man, it's sad to say we're losing a good worker. But we can't have you here on this job because of your background. That stuff is hurting more people than anything else. There's companies that saying they hire convicted felons. But yet when you go for an interview and they check past 7 years, because mine was over 25 years ago, they say, oh, you can't have this. Or you can't be in these environments. Or you can't do this, you can't do that. There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of rules involved, you know. And to try to climb up out that situation, not only that, you have bills to pay. You might have a girl, a wife, or whoever you're staying with that has obligations too. You know, you might have kids or whatever. It's pressure. And one thing we know about pressure is that pressure either bust pipes or make diamonds.
That's right.
So when you step from one prison, you walk into another. But prison just ain't a place. It's a state of mind. Because you can come out here after doing up to an amount of years or a few months or whatever amount of time that you did. And there might be a situation where you just make a decision to be, man, I'm not coming back in there no more. I would rather be uncomfortable than to go back to go on a route that would send me back in there. Because I've been there. I'm a living testament to that. There's been times where I've been so frustrated since I've been out here these last 8 months that I got everybody that I talked to. I just was like, man, I can't believe that this is what's happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I love working. I love having my own stuff and transitioning and all that. But I met some people, and there's some organizations out here that are willing to help, like Fail Safe. Uh, Shout out to Juanita Shanks. Shout out to Tim Williams. You know, these individuals helped me while I was incarcerated. Rod Linares. You know, all these individuals, when I transitioned, they came to my aid. And so there's some people out here that's willing to help. But so what we're talking about right now is there's a thing called social disenfranchisement, being civilly disenfranchised. So when you come out after you have a felony, you don't have no gun rights, you can't vote. There's certain other things that go into play. God forbid the amount of time that you did, you might not have no credit and things like that. And so you have to start rebuilding and establishing all these things. And sometimes you don't have a play by play to do that. You know, some people don't even know how to transition from where you working for 45 cents an hour, 3 hots in a cot, and then next thing you know, boom, you're all here in society and expected to function and perform like everybody else. You have 72 hours from the moment you leave out the door to have your affairs in order, which is the equivalent to a gazelle once it's born having 30 minutes to keep up with the rest of the pack or getting eaten by lions and hyenas.
We're gonna pause right here. This is so interesting, and I want us to elaborate a little bit more in detail on this. We're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back. Okay, hold tight.
All right.
All right.